Welcome. They say Tuesday is a day to finish what was left undone on Monday and time to prepare for what's coming on Wednesday. I don't know. The key to success is to focus on goals and not obstacles. So let this Tuesday be a day to focus. Why am I doing motivational speaker? Anyway, that motivation was really for me because I woke up in the dumps today. You know, all those all by myself mood.
But you're not
nobody loves me. Everybody, I was just in my own little cradle. Yes.
Where's your other half?
Which half did you give
the significant
me?
other.
The one you've been gloating with, you know.
Oh, the fact that I have someone that at least says.
Well, you're singing all by yourself.
Exactly.
Because you're not all by yourself, I don't understand.
I know I'm not totally all by myself, but sometimes it feels like you just want more. Like, yeah.
So you're not so different from me.
Is anybody, even those that are married, are they different from us?
What is your finger?
Let everybody breathe. Let everybody rest. All of us are outside. But anyway, we're going to get through this the rest of the week. We are going to have to get through it somehow. It's just 3 o'clock and we've got another great show lined up for you today. You know, on Monday we celebrated one Nigerian making the country proud through her international recognition. Well, since weekend, Nigerians have been reacting to one international visitor that came from a very dirty country that had a lot to say about her visit to Nigeria. Is it not that country that they wash and put inside food?
Let's finish now. Let's please continue.
Okay, so now the story is, Lolo, relax. Garima Bakshi, an Indian blogger, and she's also an artist. She posted or announced on her Instagram page that she would travel from Morocco to Nigeria by land late last year. Now, she did, sharing her adventures, experiences through different African countries. She posted her arrival to Nigeria on the 30th of January 2025, but shortly after her arrival, she started posting and had a lot to say. Now, Nigerians are describing her reviews as biased, while some agree with her. Then again, there are others asking her to give Nigeria another try, and I wonder why. Her last post on IG was a visit to Makoko. Nigerians are not smiling in the comment section.
So I think we as Nigerians are going to have to learn that we are prime targets of clickbait. We're prime targets. Everybody, like on social media, people know that Nigerians are always primed and ready to go. Yeah. You say you won't even finish the area. We're like, what are you talking about?
I don't think we can remove ourselves from
No, we can't. That is who we are as a people. We don't take things lying down. We don't. For somebody that came from a country that they watch out inside food and they do
That's so graphic.
No, but it's true. So all the videos that she has done so far, Makoko, we talked about, what's that thing? Something, poverty porn. She said that this bus guy was scamming her.
Somebody told her 5K.
She went to Waterfall, that Nigeria has tribal racism. There has not been a single good comment, good video, good picture. One, we didn't beg you to come.
No.
You came from Morocco.
And you don't have money to come to better places. So you went to where your money could take you.
And now, besides, there you are looking hungry. If you are eating a amala and a wedding, if you are eating a pounded yam and a dick and income, you would have just added small
Don't go to that. Don't do that thing you do. Because I'll so come for you. You this unpatriotic soul. That's why you wear yellow on a Tuesday.
What the heck?
And then you want to go. Which one is what the heck?
Are you South African?
So I wanted to say what Toby said. It's the same thing as the Kemi Badenoch issue. We know that we are targets for clickbait. We need to learn to be selectively engaged.
We need to.
We have to
train us. You?
Because at the end of the day, she probably has been doing all her adventure around the world and they didn't send her. And she felt, if you go to Nigeria and you insult them, they will come for you. And
no, but like Garima now, I don't know who she is.
Garima,
I don't know who she is. I've never heard of her. There are many.
But now Nigerians are making her popular. That's what I'm saying.
So interesting enough, when you said you hadn't heard, I had not heard of her either. But I think it is a bit patriotic. There are people insulting her, of course, but there are people in the comments asking her, So what exactly is your point? So let's be honest, we're not her audience. Her audience is Indians. Do we really want to talk about India? For many years, I wanted to visit India. Stop it! They have a beautiful history. They have architecture and everything.
And they're poor like that.
The issues around violence against women. I can never forget the rape of that girl in the bus. And then there was a tourist couple a few years ago. They were camping in India. They were assaulted. The husband was tied up and the wife was raped. We have our issues.
Rape capital of the world.
We have our issues. We're not denying. Nigerians have never denied that
you're going to be in toilet for days.
But not for you as a visitor to a country to come into a country and decide that, oh, because you want to get more followers or whatever, you're going to only target these issues. Is that what people who go to India do? They don't.
Shawaka doctor went to India. He even went to eat in that man that does this. He ate it. He reported that the food was good.
We've collected your country as is. We've accepted your country as is. We listen, we see, we don't judge.
Don't you watch Indian film? Before you were born, Garima, we were watching Indian film, supporting the Bollywood industry. I tell you. Who are you?
If no, taking this thing.
No, who is she to come and no, but Nigeria, we've watched Indian films for decades, and even before they graduated even onto online, we were watching VHS CDs, buying from them.
It took them almost 2 hours to fall down from a staircase. We didn't complain.
We didn't complain.
So we've collected.
Don't they share the love of this Eastern attire with us?
The sari.
The sari, but what do we call it in the East? This
the skirt, the wrapper.
No, the wrapper that Niger Delta women tie, the very embroidered one.
I know what you're talking about. I can see it in my head.
We share the love, we do. And Nigerians are so welcoming. It's the area you went to. Maybe your money could only go to Kuku. So just say that's where you could stay. There are so many wonderful places in Nigeria.
She just had that disposition even before she came. So regardless of where she went, even if she went to Banana Island, she would still see something. Oh, the poor people are begging and the retards are ignoring them. She will still see something.
But wait, have we not been on this table complaining about the begging culture in this country? Let's agree, we're Nigerians, and this is.
I know we are begging.
This is everybody in any part of the world.
Let me.
We will talk about our dirty laundry.
Let me.
But don't come as an outsider and come and wash my dirty laundry for me.
This is our dirty underwear.
That's why we know. I'm sure.
It's not for you to show it to us.
I'm sure some Nigerians
are wearing it.
We know. I think
I'm sure some Nigerians.
I didn't know Indian restaurants in Lagos that we patronize. I know how to make naan bread. I know how to make curry chicken. Your way. So don't Garima
and that's the end.
Yeah.
No, it's not the end. Catherine, what did you want to say?
I was going to say some Nigerians may tell her, yes, we know. Is she wrong? She's not wrong. But guess what? We've accepted our own. Like I said, we have collected it. Hook, line, sinker. We listen, we see, we don't judge. My sister, you're coming from a country, as you've said on this table, that is one of the dirtiest. It's fine.
You talk again.
You've said that. We come from a country where your people also beg. That's it. You come from a country where there's a caste system. Do we need to go all in? But we have collected people as you are.
Catherine, this is your mama that born you. Doctor.
But we also have this culture.
She's not even a real Indian. We should question her heritage because there are so many Indians. She might not even be completely Indian.
Please, we have a guest waiting. But Blessings, you wanted to say something?
Yes, so I wanted to say that there's also this culture of exaggerating things, probably because of the things they've heard about Nigeria. They feel like maybe they enter the bus and they're expecting change instantly, and the conductor is like, "No, I won't give it to you." And then I saw something about everyone is a beggar. Did I say it right?
Did you see me amongst them? Don't be so omnibus. You on Indian, Pakistani half looking. Lebanese looking at even my PA is more Indian than you.
What side of the bed did you wake up on today?
Honestly, not such a good side, but it was more by myself kind of side, but still.
So I think at the end, I'll come back to what I said. We know our dirty laundry. We don't need anybody to come to Nigeria and tell us our dirty laundry, but Nigerians will take exception to you coming into our country and helping us point out the dirty laundry, especially when you're coming from where you're coming from. It's what they say, is people in glass houses should not throw stones. But I also think that sometimes, Yoruba people talk about sometimes it's not everybody's mouth that certain things should come out of. It shouldn't be coming from you. It's not you.
Do we have reactions to this thing?
We have, let's take reactions. All right, we'll just go run through it. You can't even travel in India freely like this. Nigerian would make Instagram ban you. Hats off to you, solo traveler in such a country.
An Indian person.
Yeah. Then somebody else says, seriously insulting Nigeria when you simply couldn't afford beautiful parts of the Nigeria. Then we have that thing where you define, you go see and no worry. No, your fellow Indians couldn't grow your page for you. And then can we all report for hate speech? Nigerians are not, we don't take anything lying down. Then someone else says, go and expose your own country. You will lose this your house by the grace of God. You will wander until your paint dry up. Aaron, that's not nice. But that's because her Instagram name is actually Wandering Paint something.
So check it out, the dry.
You need a nose.
You need a nose job.
Oh my God! Nigerians have flooded her page. You were safe throughout your stay in Nigeria. Women aren't safe in your country. She answered her. So wandering with paint. I felt unsafe many times. Just even today, when this guy put his ugly blame of 50,000 naira.
My sister, you said 5K.
People said you don't know how to arrange your somebody says this is why you're using Nigeria flag. It shows that without Nigeria, your page is stuck like your country and your career.
Shakaba.
Wow.
Nigerians are wicked, child. She said she felt unsafe and she walked on the streets. In India, can she just go about without sari? And she will not be oppressed and harassed and abused?
I know. That's why she came back with that.
The whole thing about exaggeration, nothing happened that could have
made her.
So the fact that you identify as unsafe. So
it's just like I went to Bangladesh, and a Bangladeshian will tell me that the traffic in Lagos is killing him. Liar from the pit of hell. Have you been to Bangladesh? The cats they kiss like this. Molue. That's the origin of Molue.
Do you know the other thing I wanted to ask if I can remember is at the end of the day, you see all this fire Nigerians have defending Nigeria against us. So we please have this fire in defending Nigeria against our politicians, against those who are not.
Our bad politicians are ours. They are ours.
And we take exception. We are very patriotic. No, we are very possessive of that our nonsense.
That's the word.
We are possessive of our nonsense, our strength,
our problems.
It's our own.
But do you know that if this country was better, Nigerians love Nigeria. Every time I travel, I cannot lie to you that Nigerians abroad say that if things were just working, let's just say 60% more than we have it now, everybody will be back home. You don't want to be in Canada where you be shoveling snow,
10-foot snow,
and to get out of the house and you are depressed and unhappy just because you want to be abroad. If we can just do a little better, there is nothing wrong with our country. Nigerians are warm people. We have party spirit. We're vibrant. We're festive.
Anywhere we enter,
Nigeria.
And we are not alien to each. We have the spirit of oneness, even if you don't know what's happening. We
are quick to help. Just walk on the street. You don't need to know anybody. Ekushema or good afternoon. Please, I'm looking for. Okay, if you go here, go when you go, Tom. They will just direct you. Even as we are facing the economic problems that we are facing, it does not take away that humanity.
Yes.
But Catherine got it right. We are possessive. Nigerians are possessive lovers. We're in a toxic, possessive relationship. Honestly, it's toxic. We are the ex that, you know what they say, be sure, are you dating someone? Is someone dating you? See, we're in a situation in which we're not dating Nigeria, but Nigeria is dating us.
All right, so our icebreaker today reminds me of a quote that's trending on X, which says, some days we kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Other days we use 7 stones to kill 1 bird. Today, a bird almost killed me. If you know, you know. All right, so we'll take it up a notch with the topic we promised to discuss on Friday. Stay with us after this break as we discuss new regulations for meet and greet in Nigerian cinemas, the competition of local film versus local film, as well as local films versus foreign films, and the versus is a constant there. So Shileola Ibironke, that's the publicity secretary of the Cinema Exhibitors Association of Nigeria, joins us on Jasiri after the break. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the show. We've finally been able to calm Lolo down. You're still watching Jasiri. We are at News Central Television across all social media platforms. Follow us and be a part of our conversations. You can also catch up on previous episodes of Jasiri on your YouTube channel. If you're just joining us, welcome. You've missed since we started at 10 a.m., but we still have a great conversation ahead for us. Today, we're shining the spotlight on Nigerian cinemas, an industry that has seen incredible growth from the days of home videos to blockbuster hits premiering on the global stage. But beyond the glitz and glamour, there are pressing questions. Are Nigerian cinemas truly thriving, or are they struggling to keep up? With rising ticket prices, competition from streaming platforms, and the challenge of maintaining high-quality production, what does the future hold for cinema culture in Nigeria? Are people still heading to the big screen, or are we witnessing a slow decline? And what's all the noise about meet and greets? So let's talk about trends, challenges, and the innovation shaping the film industry. Grab your popcorn, it's time to roll the cinemas on this important conversation. So joining us to discuss this is Shileola Ibironke, the Publicity Secretary, CEAN, or is it CEAN?
CEAN.
CEAN. Welcome to Jasiri. You look amazing.
Welcome. She's been bombarded with everything that happens off screen.
But she managed to keep her to be demure. Yeah.
What were you demure in this previous segment we just had?
She like smack in the middle, and the church was wondering what's going on.
That's good.
We're fighting for the country.
Yeah, representing, which is really nice.
And I like your name, Shileola.
Yes, please. Yeah, it's a unique name.
It is very for a unique woman.
For a very unique woman.
I love it. All right, so thank you so much for joining us today. Let's get started with this, with the conversation around the new meet and greet regulations. So CEAN stands for the Cinema Exhibitors Association of Nigeria, and they address controversies surrounding meet and greet events. December was hot in Nigeria. We had a lot of films battling it out, and then also we had a lot of rumors and conversations. Now, I understand that the president of CEAN, Ope Ajayi, has clarified that while meet and greets are still permitted, certain practices have been discouraged to maintain operational efficiency. So before we get into the new regulations, let's look at the complaints that have been laid forward. So the complaints include that certain Nollywood films are given preference at the cinemas by the operators at the expense of other films. Owners and their employees promote certain films over others, which discourages the efforts of other producers and the return on their investments. There are also allegations of cinema operators favoring some productions over others, including employees wearing branded T-shirts of certain films. There's also, we're being told that cinema buffs and movie fans sometimes are actually told what films to watch when they get to the cinema. Or the allegations that operators even change a viewing time for another just to accommodate more fans of a particular film or a film that seems to be trending. And in some cases, a film is given more viewing slots than other films. There are also claims that the movies are not shown at the allotted cinemas despite having show times. So December was, I think, it was hot. It was a hot time for movies, but also a hot time for the industry in addressing the things that were alleged and some of the things that were left unsaid. So where does CEAN stand on the allegations and the criticisms concerning how things have been done in cinemas when it comes to promotion of films?
Thank you, Tolu. So you've actually spelled out most of the regulations that we had to put forth, because we immediately had to have like a roundtable meeting just when all of these allegations were coming up on social media. So as against gaining traction and trying to put up the business or the exhibiting business as like we're being non-cooperative with the Nollywood movie creators, it was important to like spell out some regulations. Basically, there is a joyous feel of releasing a movie, and the feel that it's also like a known celebrity that has just released this movie. So you're connecting with your fans to come to the cinema hall area to have for meet and greets. Is actually a two-way connection. So aside from watching the movie, you're also meeting this celebrity that you follow on social media. So it's not a bad idea to have meet and greet, but the way it has been operating, the activities that has occurred around meet and greets are what we're trying to regulate now, to say that when the meet and greet happens, it should be at designated areas So there's no restriction. We're not banning meet and greets. We're just saying that we must have a fair, equitable operations for all movies because we're an exhibiting platform. We must showcase all movies and promote it. So we should give, even if your movie does not have the right buzzword outside, you should still have a fair operating, exhibiting time, and the other known movies should not shroud and overcloud other titles that have been showcased on the movie schedule per day. So what we're saying now is that no more would we allow meet and greet celebrities go behind the ticket stand to sell tickets, because that's where people are defining as, oh, there's a bit of favoritism happening here. Certainly, when you see your celebrity crush, even if you're a concession staff, you would gravitate towards them. Yeah. So those are the things that we're saying, that let's restrict all of this. Let's curtail these activities. It's a beautiful activity, but then we should have structures in which way those activities should occur at the cinema location. So that's basically what we've put out now. That is the stand for CEAN, and everybody, all members, actually ratified this document, and we've agreed that this is the way forward.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify, when you said designated places, is there going to be like a particular place where all the meet and greet must happen? So if like 3 films are exhibiting, maybe 4 celebs are there, there'll be a particular place that they would all sit down to do the meet and greet. Is that how it's going to work?
So most cinemas usually have foyers, the cinema halls. So we've agreed now that those are apart from the cinema halls, apart from the cinema foyers, you have the ticketing stand area. So we're saying that none of that activity should happen at the concession booths.
Okay.
It can happen at your lounge area, it can happen at the exterior, it can happen in other locations, but no more would we have we're discouraging T-shirt branding and all of those activities to happen just where the point of purchase is happening, so that way it doesn't discourage the regular TV person. It doesn't put pressure on people to say, oh, I've seen this star, then I'm just going to watch a movie, while you were just generally coming to the cinema location just to have some good time. Yeah.
Okay, let me go straight to my own question. I've been part of meet and greets in recent times, of course. Highest grossing.
We know, right?
Anyway, what I see here is that cinema owners sometimes are the one who may have allowed some bad behavior, or they may even be the one behaving badly. But this feels like it's the film producers and the actors who are trying to market their products that are being punished for it. Because I was part of some, and I know that a producer probably does not have the power to change times or allocate more times. A producer of a film can't do that. I think it's the purview of the cinemas. So now it seems that some cinema producers are being punished for some things that is out of their control. Maybe everybody, like now, I see that there's no rule to who wears what T-shirt, because everybody is in cinema. And I don't know if the cinema has a rule of wear only the branded T-shirt of the cinema and not
of any film.
Unlike now that it's open and everybody just jumped into it. So don't you think that that is something?
Okay, I'll take you've raised about 3 points now, so I will address them one after the other. Firstly, when you talk about changing cinema times and trying to show a movie, changing the time slot that has been created, we need to understand that the cinema exhibiting organization, they're business owners. So the hall itself is like an airtime, right? They have operational expenses to run with. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
100.
And then the season that you're talking about might just be the only month in the year where you're ever going to generate that kind of revenue that would sustain you over the years. Yes, it looks like a deep cut to the mindset of the producer who has just arrived, who has been told that this time slot should be your designated time slot. It's not a practice that I'm favored to or I'm standing behind, but I'm just saying that those would have been the reasons behind, not just that you're trying to hurt the producer or trying to pull out just so that the producer does not make revenue. But then, based on these new regulations that we're saying, if you publish a time slot, you should stand by it going forward.
Going forward.
Yes, if you publish a time slot, if you had released your time slot that this movie would show at this specific time, it should be designated at that time, and the customers who have bought tickets for that specific time should be able to watch their movie at that time.
How about this still thing I said? That is it not supposed to be something you guys have to consider that, okay, maybe on the till, everybody selling tickets should just wear the branded T-shirt of the cinema itself and not individual films. Because if they do that, I don't know what would be how you want to allocate it. Is it like, okay, there are 4 people here. If there are 4 films showing, each of them must wear 1 per film? Because sometimes it doesn't happen that way. Sometimes some cinemas have more than 2 tills. So how about that? Because that too can become controversial.
So I would say that you cannot satisfy everybody.
Absolutely.
That's true.
That's what we need to understand. And you have to give out promotional items. And wearing the movie T-shirts, when we don't have the months, the high-scale months, and the concession staffs wear T-shirts, nobody complains around that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No one identifies that this is a T-shirt. Sometimes the cinema concession staff members actually even wear, maybe their T-shirts are even fading. Because these things, they cost quite a lot of money. So when new movies come out, it helps to, present them, and then you're also promoting. Those are promotional items. I'm just of the opinion that we need to understand that when the eye season comes in and the T-shirts are being worn, it shouldn't be seen as the fact that you are stamping that product.
But people were wearing T-shirts from January to November is what she was saying, and nobody was raising any dust.
Because 4 titles are now on, 4 titles are on at the cinemas now, and they're very big titles, and then you only have the window of like 3 weeks, which is the Christmas window, to actually generate the kind of revenue you need to generate. Then we create a lot of activities among ourselves. We come up with different misconceptions. We come up with ideologies that just are not in any form created by the cinema exhibitors. None in any form. None of the cinema exhibitors would set out to purposefully, as in set out to undermine anyone's movie. Because in the long run, you're a business. The ability for more people to watch that movie would generate more revenue for you. And then you need to also understand, let's just look at it this way. The 3 movies are being released on the same day. Movie titles are released every Friday. And then you've given them equal slots. We all know that we only have 3 weeks window to generate the right revenues. As a business decision, what would you do if one of those titles is just not scaling out?
I was going to ask you, because you're equality, but if it's a business decision, everybody's not necessarily performing the same. Why won't I want to feed the film that is bringing me more people?
My sis gonna have a clap offering on the table.
So, sorry, let me just finish my point so that it's clear to like our viewers and maybe possibly the people that would get to hear this. You have just 2 persons in the movie hall that have seen this title for 3 days. By your next movie schedule, I can assure you as a business decision, you would change your movie schedule to accommodate the high demand. Because sometimes, like I said, we all have limited windows to generate this revenue. Once the season passes, you're not going to, February now, in this month of February, if you look at it, it's January and December that actually gives us the highest scale of revenue in the cinema business. It has been that for almost 5-7 years now. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So you have to have like a very clear purpose and direction within that period. And then customers. So just because these 2 titles are showing at the same time at different screens, and then you have a line of customers waiting, what would you do? You would obviously say, can I show both of them at once so that I can have more customers?
Maximize.
In the long run, your bills are not going away.
We'll get to bills. We'll get to bills in a bit.
You see?
So still talking about the regulations, I know that aside the meet and greet location and this T-shirt brouhaha, there are some other regulations that have been put in place. what are those other regulations and what does it change?
Basically, the ones that we're really looking at right now would be the meet and greet, and to discourage favoritism of any sort. Like I said, if you've released a movie schedule, you should stand by your schedule. Those are the conversations that we're having, so that we don't have issues where producers are just feeling that they've just not been favored appropriately, you know, And then also support all titles, but then also have at back of your mind that there are business decisions to be taken at every point in time, and there's limited time. Just like airtime, you have to convert it. You have to convert it into a form of revenue, a form of income at all times. So those are the key actions that we're taking now. In terms of titles, there are some other policy frameworks that we're developing. We haven't done the ratification yet, so I don't think I would want to clearly speak about that fully. Some of them will be the windows whereby movies are released before they go to the OTT platforms. Those are new policy frameworks that we're trying to develop and say that, this is our industry now. We can see that the contribution of Nollywood to the cinema box office has significantly grown. We now have a percentage of about 52% to 52% Hollywood to 46% local movies. And just 6-7 years ago, that didn't happen.
It wasn't like that.
So, and we're looking for this year. We're basically like a forecast for this year will almost be like Nollywood may overtake Hollywood in the long run. Because
don't get ahead of us. Wait, hold it. We're talking about trends. Okay. We're going to get to that. I just want to make sure we wrap up this conversation around the meet and greet, and then we'll move on to other things.
That's true. So talking about regulations, I'm bringing it home with regulations. A lot of people don't know that. So consequences for breaching these regulations as per CEAN include financial sanctions, withdrawal of membership, positive warnings, or suspension of cinemas from CEAN. So CEAN and the Film Distributors Association of Nigeria, they agreed to impose a financial sanction of 1 million naira on any cinema that violates the no meet and greet at the box office rule. So all of this was to happen with immediate effects. CEAN represents 11 cinema owners who have screens across Nigeria. Shileola. So in all honesty, has everyone agreed to this without, voicing some
dissent?
When you say just 11 cinema owners, that's about not true. Right now we have over almost 70 cinema owners. We have quite a lot of independents. I actually sit for the independent cinemas. Cinema owners in Nigeria, and that's the position. That's why I'm in the publicity secretary position, because you have quite a lot of independent cinemas. So it's not the big names, the big brand names that only exist to create CN. We have quite every independent distributor, all the way to Kano Platinum Cinema, all the way to Magnificent, somewhere in Shagamu. They are all representative under CEAN.
And they're growing stronger.
Oh, we're growing very strong. We're actually growing very strong. The independents are growing very strong within the ecosystem of the cinema exhibiting business.
Was it difficult for them to come to this agreement, or everybody just agreed without dissent?
In the long run, the pipeline that is required to sustain our business is the movie producers, and we have to make them comfortable. We have to give them reasons to believe that when you come to our platform, we would provide everything within our coffers to ensure that your movie is being promoted adequately, and the revenue that you need to earn would also come
to sustain yourself. So I'm curious. So all the cinema owners agreed. Was there a stakeholders meeting with the film producers?
Those are, like I said, we're developing more policies. So all of these, we would all sit in a room, because most importantly, the decision to regulate how the timings are done and all that, the movie producers couldn't have done that for us. We had to come together, because those are our own operational activities that we know and we can identify with. So that was just FDAN, those are the Film Distributors Association of Nigeria, and then CEAN came in together to say, you know what, this should be what the regulating pattern should be.
And I'll give you one thing. You guys moved quickly. I was actually surprised with how quickly, given the controversy that came from December, a decision and communication was
It was actually in the works.
Oh, but the fire that December stirred.
The fire that December stirred up just gave us reasons to, like, okay, one of the angles through which we were developing, like I said, we have a broad policy framework guidelines that we're developing. Let's move fast on this before, because like I said again, we need the pipeline to function.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, then we get into the issues around trends and, of course, financial sustainability. It's been a difficult year or two for Nigerians. How has that impacted the cinema-going behavior of Nigerians across the country? Stay with us.
All right, you're watching Jasirian. We're live on all our socials. Please follow us at News Central TV. So we're back with conversations, and today we're looking at the evolving landscape of Nigeria's cinema industry as we analyze the recent developments in meet and greet regulations, box office trends, the performance of local versus foreign films, as well as the resilience of Nigerian cinemas. Shileola Ibironke, the Publicity Secretary of the Cinemas Exhibitors Association of Nigeria, CEAN, has so far taken us through the background involving the recent announced regulations on meet and greets. So Dolo has the next question.
All right, very interesting times, and I'm so enjoying this because I know that Nigerian cinemas are going to keep, Nigerian producers are going to keep producing, you know, hoping to make the box office. So CEAN and the other association really need to put down some regulations. In 2024, international films significantly reshaped Nigeria's box office dynamics, drawing large audiences and intensifying competition with Nollywood productions. Notable international blockbusters, you know, such as Deadpool and Wolverine and Disney's Moana 2 achieved impressive earnings, highlighting the growing appeal of global storytelling among, you know, Nigerian viewers. Despite the strong performance of international films, Nollywood has made remarkable strides in the first half of 2024. Nollywood captured 50.05% of the Nigerian box office revenue. That's quite something, you know, marking a significant milestone in the industry's growth. Has Nollywood finally won the battle against foreign films? Because I was there this December. It was mad.
You have been popping on this table like popcorn, Lola. You have been Lola, everybody felt the bounce from here.
Everybody has to feel a lot of everybody. But honestly, I'm so impressed that now we have Nollywood titles competing adequately with foreign films. How has that been? How did this dynamic happen?
I need to add a sub, but is it just purely the fact that moviegoers want more Nigerian films, or is there a monetary factor? FX. You pay for foreign films in FX.
But you have to understand that these studios also need a country like Nigeria to showcase their movies. So in as much as you have to convert the earnings into foreign currencies and back to the studios, it's still an outlet for them, still a generating, it's still an income generating source for them. So, but we have to take our wins as Nigerians and appreciate the fact
And she's saying that with a smile.
We have to take our wins as Nigerians and be very, very appreciative of the growth that we have seen come from the numbers, the box office earnings from movies. It started early in the year. It started from Q1 into Q2 2024, all the way. Each of the quarters, we had movies that went above 100 million naira box office revenue, and that significantly just showcased that the exhibiting platform is a platform that is highly rewarding to the producer, highly rewarding, it's a platform that is also highly rewarding to the customers that come in to watch. And we're more than grateful to the producers for the quality of the movies, the impactful publicity that goes into it, because without those publicity elements that goes into it, we wouldn't have been able to generate the right revenues that we have generated up until now. And you can see that in as much as we had Mufasa, we had Moana in December, we still had the 1 billion that, you know, that did outshine. And then we still had a 250. So let's not talk about the 1 billion, just so that she doesn't get too excited with herself. Let's not talk about the 1 billion. So, but we still had the 250 million. We still had the 150 million, 130 million. And so when you cross over December, we stopped calculating. The extra value now goes into this new year, into 2025. So we can't capture the extras that has gone. Yeah, we work with metrics.
So the film itself will have its own total, but you're running like a financial year.
The financial year. So that's the
So
January
some
to
films just
December.
cross the year and enter the new year and just keep.
But I just want to
Can we just skip all those
I think so. Quickly ask that we said 50.05% here, but I think earlier you had said it's more than that.
It's no, Hollywood is 52%, while Nollywood grossed 46%. Because I think you have aggregated the cost for the January revenue.
Yes, we added it.
We don't do that. It's actually
we added to
specific
the
financial year.
25th of January.
January up until December. That's what we capture. And then we have the 2%. The extra 2% come from the Bollywood movie.
Which we might boycott. But let's
Which
leave
one?
that
What did you say?
We might boycott.
I think very much.
Okay, so I think another thing to consider is what trends do you see in audience preferences? And we're not trying to talk about the bias or anything, but really, what is it that the audience prefer the most? Are there certain genres of Nollywood movies that are performing better than others? So not about the publicity and the content creation for your film now, but are there just some movies that people would naturally gravitate towards? Because if you were left for me, and it's only action movies they are showing in the cinema, they will not sell. Do you understand?
Blessings will make plenty people go broke.
Do you get?
So quite a number of genres are presenting themselves as good movies, good titles that have a high number of customers walking to our halls to watch the movies. That will be comedies, which is, you will see that from the Everybody Loves Jennifer to Alakata Bad and Bougie to Ajoshipo, which was a comedy, like a dramedy. And then Epic is also very significant. Yeah, so Beast of Two Worlds would present Alakatabu. Those are the ones, and then we're beginning to see biopics coming now and get significant attention and bringing in more and more followers, more and more customers coming. History buffs also, like the Fumlayo and some Kuti went over the 100 million mark at the box office. So those are the titles that we're looking at, and a lot of distributors are beginning to get their showcase out. And we had some of the distributors bring out the movie titles that they'll be releasing into the year, and you kind of like see that it's formatted through that way. So love is also, love is in the hair, and love is in the season of the season that we're in. So we have some good titles coming out. So in the long run, what we're doing now, or what we can see, the pattern through which the cinema industry is being created, is that we follow what the month is, the global attention given to the month, and then releases are being pegged towards that season. You see the Easter season, those are the holiday season, Christmas, families and all of that. So those holiday periods, the Islamic holiday season, the Ramadan, let me not call it Islamic, the Ramadan season. Yeah, those are the times that you see that more and more people are more relaxed. Independence Day.
Yes, Independence Day is always
Independence Day, those are big ones. Yeah, those are big ones. Holidays, the birthday holidays that we have across the year. Those are times that people really want to
they target.
Shileola,
I cannot believe that our time is gone, and we have like 3 massive questions, but I'll see if I can pack, and if you can give me 1.5 minute answer. So one, we need to talk about the fact that streaming platforms might be impacting your business. In all honesty, if I can popcorn at home, and put a cold drink in the fridge, I'll be thinking, why do I need to get dressed up, burn fuel, and come? So impact of streaming platforms. But then also the economic situation. For many people, I was a very regular movie goer, but one of the first things that sometimes gets cancelled off the list when you look at your budget is going to the movies. So how have cinema operators been faring in these very difficult economic times? Those 2 questions as we wrap up.
If you look at inflation in Nigeria and the significant rise of that, this in 2024, the cinema box office revenue was at 11.5 billion naira. And so that means that you still have people that dedicate their time and dedicate a significant portion of their revenue, of their income, to walking into the cinemas, because it's an entertainment spot.
And it's a way to free yourself from all the stress of
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
So you have your phone, you're attracted, the distraction from trying to watch a Netflix movie, then you move to what YouTube is pinging your way, then you move to all the TikToks. But you're just watching it on your device. There's that part that says, let's hook up, let's hang out, let's move around families want to go out. There's a going out feel-good system that people want to, engage with. So, and they see, like I said, we've structured the titles towards when more and more people can converge together, either as families, as friends, and that's when the blockbusters are released, and that's where we're able to connect with the customers, and that's where we're able to ensure that our box office earnings still, is still maintained highly, and we have the right revenues coming in to the box office.
It's an interesting conversation, and I know that it's one we're going to continue, especially as you said, there's policy initiatives that CEAN is bringing out as well. I don't know if any ladies have any last follow-up questions. They've entered my ear. Is there any last captain?
Because they've entered. No, because they've entered our ear.
They've entered our ear.
So I was going to say.
Please don't let Lolo talk for them.
No.
Whatever we do.
I'm just happy. Namaste.
Yes. Also, have you forgiven her?
For real.
All right, we need to go. Lolo, you're supposed to be taking us away.
All right, thank you so much, Shileola. Shileola, thank you for joining us today. We've been able to provide clarity on several issues, and thank you for clarification. Nigerian cinemas have come a long way, but the question remains, can the industry keep up with the changing audience habits, rising costs, and dominance of streaming platforms? The future is on our big screen depends on how we innovate and support local filmmakers and make cinema going an experience worth having. Whether you're a filmmaker or an actor or just a lover of great movies, your voice matters in shaping the industry's future. Thank you very much for being a part of this discussion. I'm particularly happy. Bye.